Hi everyone, it's Matt here from Life Foods. In this video I want to talk to you about chia seeds and explain why chia seeds are so great for you, how to use them into your diet, and I'll give you a little bit of background about where chia seeds come from, the story and the history. These are really excellent, high nutrient dense foods, incredible superfoods, chia seeds. They're getting very, very popular these days. A lot of people are realizing the health benefits of chia seeds, and because they're so versatile, it's really easy to implement chia seeds into your diet because you can put them in a lot of different foods, on salads. I'll talk all about that in this particular video. So let's get straight into it. So what exactly are chia seeds? Well, they're a small seed. I showed you a picture on the screen just before, and predominantly grown in South America, although there is companies in Australia and other parts of the world that are growing them now, but predominantly they originate from South America, and South American cultures used to use them heavily back in centuries ago. And then the Aztecs were actually known for its, that's one of the South American cultures, the Aztecs. They were known for the ability to sustain themselves for hours. They used chia seeds a lot, the Aztecs. That was one of their most important staple parts of their diet, was the chia. What actually happened though, over time, as generations go on and as cultures come and go, they actually stopped growing chia, and it sort of got lost for a while. For a few centuries there, it sort of they weren't really growing it. Then it got rediscovered, and then it sort of exploded back onto the scene when people started, with modern technology, started to research and look into chia and found out exactly how nutrient dense and how amazing this little seed actually is. So that's what's happened with chia. The Aztecs called it the running food, as they'd carry little bits in a pouch if they were out hunting or whatever they were gathering, and it would keep them going for ages. They'd put about equivalent of a teaspoon would keep them going for about 24 hours, which is quite phenomenal. That's how packed nutrient dense these things are. So you can just have small amounts and it'll give you a lot of energy. So one of the main things that people want to know when they're looking at implementing chia is, why are they good for you? Well, one thing is they help balance your blood sugar levels, so you get a sustained release of energy. So just to explain that further, if you have highly processed foods, like fast foods or just processed foods that are not real food, these things can be really refined and have sugars and flours that are really refined in them. And what happens when you eat these things is you get massive spikes of insulin, because you've got such a massive amount of glucose hitting your bloodstream, and that's not good for your body, for the pancreas to have to deal with this all the time, and you get damage to pancreas, which leads to type 2 diabetes. But also, you have these spikes in energy when you have this food, and it's not good for the body in any way, or for your energy levels, because you get highs and lows and all sorts. But this sort of chia is released more slowly in a natural way, that the sort of way that the body is designed to release glucose into the blood. So it's really good for you. It just sustains your energy for a long time, and it doesn't cause spikes in blood glucose. They contain roughly, give or take, 21% protein. So if you're concerned about getting enough protein in your diet, it's a great addition. And they're versatile. Like I said, you can add them to any dishes. So you can just eat them raw, or we prefer to put them in things like smoothies. It's still in its raw form. We just put them straight into a smoothie. Sprinkle them on salads. That's also a great way. My wife actually has chia seed porridge for breakfast, so you can make it into a porridge and you can have it for breakfast. You can put it in pretty much anything, just like a normal little seed, because it's not a very large seed. It's quite small, so it's easy to mix in without interrupting the texture of the food too much, like a really large nut would. But very easy to use, chia, and so it's just a great, easy way to get raw food into your diet. And we've talked about in earlier videos that we've put out there. Raw food is really, really good for you. The more raw food you get into your diet, the better off you're going to be. And it's not hard to get something like this into your diet, a raw food like chia, because you hardly even notice it. If you mix it into a smoothie, it's just a little bit crunchier, but you hardly notice it. Put it on a salad, you don't even really notice it. But of course you're getting it, and it's and then you'll get the maximum benefit out of it because it's in its raw state. You're not heating it or cooking it or frying it. When you do all those things to food, it's really not a great thing to do. You can cooking, obviously, we're not saying that cooking altogether is wrong. That's not the right thing to say. It's just cooking irresponsibly or with like really bad oils. If you're going to cook with coconut oil. It can go to high temperatures. It's much safer to cook that way. Slow cooking. Get yourself a slow cooker and cook things slowly over time. Cooking things really quickly at high temperatures when you sear them, like throwing a bit of meat on a barbecue. It does taste nice. Don't get me wrong, but it's not the healthiest way to eat. Cooking things at high temperatures really fast like that. It's better to cook it slower over time, and that way the food it remains in the natural form that it came in. So you don't denature a lot of the proteins or the enzymes. Okay, so some more points about why chia is so great. It can aid in energy restoration, especially for people with anemia, as it contains 3 times more iron than spinach. So these things are packed with iron. Really high in iron. So if you have iron deficiencies, you might want to look at adding chia into your diet. Just have a little bit each day. Add it in. It's nothing dramatic. You don't have to do anything outrageous. Just add it into your diet. It's pretty simple to add this stuff in. It has 5 times more calcium than milk and can contain trace elements of boron, which helps transfer calcium into the bones, aiding in body maintaining strong, healthy bones and teeth as well. So obviously calcium is really important for your skeletal system, and chia's got good levels of calcium and boron to help get that calcium into the skeletal system. Also rich in antioxidants, which create a strong immune system. We've talked about in the antioxidant video that we did earlier that you want to have as many antioxidants in your diet as well to mop up the free radicals that a lot of processed food and highly cooked food and rancid oil puts into your body. You don't want free radicals flying around your body because that damages the body. You want to get rid of that, and antioxidants help do that. Any foods high in antioxidants are good for that, and chia is another one of them. So they can also contain essential minerals such as potassium. It's important for your heart, and it helps metabolize protein and carbohydrates. And also due to the mineral content, the rich mineral content, they can help to balance out electrolytes if you've had vomiting or diarrhea. Obviously, that's not something that you probably have on a daily basis, but it's nice to know. So for further benefits, they convert carbohydrates into sugar slowly. I sort of touched on this already. So you can help people who suffer with blood sugar disorders and like type 2 diabetes, and it can especially be beneficial for people with diabetes, like I said. So diabetics, you've got to be really, really careful with what you're eating. Type 2 diabetes is mainly driven by diet, lifestyle diet. You hammer your body for too long, and the pancreas is going to give up on you. And once that pancreas starts to give up on you and you can't produce insulin at the levels you used to be able to, then you're really going to have trouble getting your blood glucose levels the glucose levels in your blood down. If you can't get the glucose levels in your blood down, that glucose damages organs. It really does. When you have glucose in the blood and it flows around to the organs, that's when you start getting organ damage, and you can get heart failure. You can go blind. A lot of type 2 diabetics get really bad vision and can go completely blind. It can lead to amputations of extremities. Usually the feet and the toes go first. But I know people when I used to work in the science field that would actually have amputations from the knee down. All caused from type 2 diabetes from not controlling blood sugar levels. Type 2 diabetes is a nasty, nasty disease to have because it progressively gets worse and worse and worse if you don't do something about it. So type 2 diabetics got to be really careful of what they're eating. Foods like this are a safe bet. As they absorb up to 9 times their volume in water, and you can see this if you add water to chia, it kind of creates this like a little bit of a gel, I guess. It's like a chia gel. Have a go at it if you get into chia and just add it to water and let it soak, and you'll see it kind of creates a gluggy little, like a gel-like substance, and it's absorbing the water massively. So it creates a feeling of fullness in your stomach, so it can help people lose weight. Now, I'm not making any claims that eating chia seeds is going to definitely make you lose weight, so just throw that disclaimer out there right now, because losing weight, there's a lot involved in losing weight. But it does absorb water, and it can make you feel slightly more full when you eat it. And obviously, if you feel more full, then you're most likely not going to want to eat more, overeat. And overeating leads to putting on weight. So, how do we use them? All right. So I've sort of talked about this already. Let's just go through some more points. So, you can add it to almost anything. Like I said, it's easy to add in chia seeds to things: smoothies, shakes, juices, desserts. You can even eat them in granola for your breakfast. That's another one, actually. Making granola. We talk about making granola in our health food recipe book that we put out for free for people who join our mailing list. Making granola is easy, for one. It's really healthy, too. And adding chia in is simple. Just add it in and eat it. And you can just sort of have it like a muesli, I guess, for your breakfast. You can put milk on it as well and have it like a muesli. My wife also does that with granola. So you can add chia into that. Simple to do. So those are just some ways that you can add. Put it on salads as well, that you can add chia into your diet. So it can also be great in stir fries, curries, and salads. Some other ways. So curries is another great one. Just put a couple of teaspoons in a curry, mix it in. It blends in nicely. Chia doesn't have a really strong flavor, just so you know. So it's not going to like overpower a food. It's very subtle. That's why it's so easy to add into so many foods. And you can add it into stir fries as well. Just remember not to cook. If you're going to do stir fries, we recommend cooking in coconut oil. You can eat them in the gel form, as I mentioned. If you add water to it, it sort of becomes a gel, and it enables your body to get all the nutrients. A lot of people claim that eating chia in the gel form, once you've soaked it in water, is the best way that you can take it. I'll be honest and say I don't do it that way all the time. My wife does it more than I do, but I just guess I'm a little bit lazy and I can't be bothered soaking it all the time. So I just sort of eat it. And sometimes I'll just have a spoonful and put it straight out of the bag in my mouth just to get the nutrients in me once a day. I'll try and remember. I'll just have a quick teaspoon of chia if I haven't had it in any other meals in the day. There's a picture actually what it looks like in the gel form. If you look in the right hand corner there, that's sort of like the gel gluggy. That's when chia's been soaking in water. See, it sort of becomes like a gluggy, like gel type substance. That's what we're talking about. So if you put 2 tablespoons of chia into a jar and add 300 mils of water, and shake it and leave it, it's going to turn out like that jelly substance. And you can work with that and add that into different foods. And that's what my wife does a lot more than I do. But that's just wanted to show you what that looks like. Okay, that's all for this update on chia seeds. I hope you found it helpful and informative. There'll be lots more videos and information that we'll be putting out to you all as we research more and just find new stuff that we want to share with you all. And we've got a whole lot of information. My wife and I are always into learning and resourcing and researching health and health food. If you want to buy chia seeds, we do sell them over at our store at lifefoods.co.nz. Just shoot over to the store and you'll find them over there. Also, you might want to check out some resources where we put out free information on health. The blog, we're working on updating the blog. It's at lifefoods.co.nz/blog. And also the Facebook page, facebook.com/lifefoods. Those are 2 places that we put out information, more videos and blog posts, all sorts of stuff. And we're working towards creating a forum as well, so we really want to create a community of everyone who's into eating healthy, because it's a great way to share ideas, and 2 heads are better than one. So we're going to work towards doing that and really build a community of like-minded people who want to get healthy together. So that's it for this update from Life Foods. I hope you found it helpful, and until next time, bye for now.